So I'm headed out again today for another what I call the search for lunch in paradise. Today I'm going to head up to the Carmelite Monastery, which is only about 4 miles from here. Carmelite monks were established in the 1500s, and they have a Napa training center. It's been closed since even before COVID, but they were remodeling, and then when COVID hit. So I've been using it for almost 6 years, and there's only been a few administrative people working in the monastery. But today I'm going to have lunch with Jesus on the water. You'll see when I get there. I'm headed out of north part of Yountville on the old road. Actually, this was the only road up and down Napa for a while. Off to the left is the original Gurgich vineyard. Gurgich was George Yount's first winemaker, and gets credited being maybe the one that brought winemaking to the Napa Valley. This was in the mid 1800s. There's the entrance to this first house, or first estate, I guess. I don't know who owns it now. Spring has really started to show its face around here. I love the colors. And this is February, early February. I've only got about 2 miles on the highway, and it's right at noon. And they're paving. I didn't know this. I would have gone another way. Traffic's a little disgusting, but the mustard is gorgeous. It's just growing up. Festival started beginning of the last week. Runs on for a month and a half or so. I don't like having to make left turns on the highway, but boy, I caught it right this time, didn't I? Look at this. I could park right here. Ouch. I should have been looking at that bump. So check this church out. I'm sure it wasn't this way originally, but it's got the smallest parking lot in the history of churches. The church is almost as big as the parking lot. All right, so this is House of Prayer for the Carmelites. It's amazing. I've been the only one here for 6 years. Well, me and the one groundskeeper that was here. At first, even after COVID hit, they were still manicuring the whole place, watering. And then, I don't know, a couple of years ago, they stopped that. Now it's all dead. It should be green this time of year. Hello, Mary. How are you today? You look beautiful. Just me and Jesus here. I think I'm gonna go down and have lunch with Jesus. Yeah, here we go, having lunch with Jesus on the water. Got his crown of thorns on. This looks like my spot. Well, the search for lunch in paradise seemed to have been successful today. They used to have more fountains, but I'm not complaining. I love this chair. It weighs about, I think it's 3.5 pounds, something like that. Don't have to put any pieces together. Folds up. Goes on my bike. It's about the size of my bike battery. Hello, Jesus. How are you? So these are reflecting pools that go down to an area that I usually dine at, down there in that little gazebo area. Looks like it might have been used at one time, maybe for weddings or something. But anyway, these 3 reflecting pools can be really pretty at different times of day. I like my camera. That was a nice shot. So I'm going to loop around the property on the way out. A couple more cars than usual. I usually see 1 or 2 cars. And there's their chapel. I've never been in there. Ooh, the door's open. I'll come back when I can ask permission. Looks like that's a cleaning people. During COVID, they moved the church services, once they could have them outdoors, they moved them down to the bottom of the hill. And again, these were founded in the 1500s, the Carmelite. Here's Mary again. And there's my other dining area straight ahead. Be a great place for a wedding if it were maintained. Well, this is the church where they held services during COVID. I think it's their community center. It's beautiful property, worth Lord knows how much. They have hiking trails up on the mountain just behind where I was sitting.